Authentic Experts with Kara James, the show that takes you around the world to share interviews with some of the most successful and relevant people on the planet. Hear their stories and get the most important business lessons they have learned on their road to success, and get exclusive advice on how to implement their success into your life and business. Authentic Experts with Kara James is brought to you by the Strategic Advisor Board and your host, Kara.
Hello, everybody. Kara James here from Authentic Experts Podcast. And I am so excited to start my day. My first interview today is with Dr. Melanie Falvey. And when you hear what this woman has accomplished, you are going to be so impressed. I'm so excited to have you here, Dr. Melanie. She was once camera phobic, but now she's also the founder of Expert Channel TV Media Network, an award-winning TV host. She's editor of Movers and Shakers magazine, an award-winning visibility and authority strategist for coaches, authors, entrepreneurs, brands, and organizations, a video confidence coach, a TV show producer and mentor, an educator, a women empowerment coach, and she's an award-winning designer. Also, just to add to it, an author and a speaker. Oh my goodness. I'm so thrilled to have you here, Dr. Melanie. So without further ado, please go ahead and dive in. We want to hear from you.
Oh, Kara, thank you so much for having me on your show. It's really an honor, and I'm so excited to share this next few minutes with you and your amazing audience. So thank you so much for inviting me, really.
Of course. The pleasure is mine. Thank you. I also, one thing I didn't mention here is that you're a multi-awarded humanitarian in the field of female leadership, empowerment, gender equality, and DEI. And you're the chapter head in Spain of #WomenPower, which is a global movement in Spain. So just a little bit more. Oh, amazing. So yes, please. We were talking a little bit before we, recorded here, and we were talking about, of course, the Expert Channel TV that you're the CEO of, and how it has had over 213 million monthly viewers just in the US alone. That is unreal. So please tell us your secrets to give us a typical day in the.
Oh my goodness!
How this happened.
I wish there was a secret I could share. There's no secret. It's just consistency, passion.
Yeah. Well, right. Passion.
You do the same. So I mean, we know what it takes to build a business or share a message, create a movement, whatever we are trying to do on this planet. And it's there's no overnight success.
No,
that's the fact. But I think that when you find your purpose, when you're on a mission, things become easier because you have that intrinsic motivation that just keeps you going. And you may find obstacles, but you just overcome them because you're on a mission and that's where you're going. So We can all do it. We can all do it. Wow. I'm not special in any way.
You're being humble, but yes, no, and yes, you're right. I mean, it certainly is. It's a roller coaster. There's ups and downs, but the whole key is to just keep going, right? Yeah. Oh my goodness. Right. So your audience is coaches, authors, entrepreneurs, women?
Yes, that's right. I mean, everyone can can watch the shows. Obviously, it's an open platform. Everyone can watch everything. But we do have a majority of entrepreneurs, consultants, coaches, authors, also because of the type of show we create. So it does make sense that we resonate with those types of individuals because that's very much the type of content we are creating. So yes, but it's basically anyone who wants to learn, be inspired, find maybe that gold nugget that is going to move the needle forward. It's just, that was the mission, to create a platform where every piece of information you find, has been, it's reliable, it's accurate. You might agree with it or not, but it's accurate because there's so much misinformation on the online space. We really wanted to make sure that we were creating content that was top of the top, best of the best. And that's why we also onboard people who are able to share absolutely amazing value. And it's out there for free for everybody to take in as much as they like. I mean, some of the content, is more entertaining. Other things are thought-provoking. We just want to bring different perspectives into the world.
Love it. And that's perfect, right? We want a mix of everything. You don't want just straight serious content. I love funny things. I could, tend to lean towards funny things, but yeah, no, absolutely. That's hence why you have 213 million monthly viewers, right? You're creating.
Yeah, actually, the secret to that, if you want to call it a secret, is since we made the move to TV, like social media is great. I started on social media. I still use it. I love it. I wouldn't have a business if it were not for social media. But the truth is, it was getting a bit saturated. And, all these new OTT platforms started popping up. And I'm an innovator. So every time I see something new, I like to do my research. And if I feel it's going to help my client and my business, then I'll, try to be on there first. And that's basically why, we've been there from the beginning, and it started slower, but it's still faster than social media. So it's really rewarding, because in the end, we're creating content and we want people to watch it and to benefit from it. It's the same, with this show. In the end, that's why you do it. You're doing it for the people.
Exactly. Yeah. Now, when did you start the business? I don't have that on my.
Right. Well, it's funny. So I've always been an entrepreneur. And the funny thing is that with this business, I've been able to use all of the skills and knowledge I had previously acquired in previous lives, previous businesses. It feels like different lives.
It feels like that. Yeah, I know what you mean. Absolutely.
Yeah, so because my path has been very eclectic, because I'm very eclectic, I'm very curious, and I like a million things. So my businesses have been a reflection of where I was at the time. And the only way I can explain what I'm doing today is because it's my mission. Because as you said at the beginning, I used to be camera phobic. I mean, but to such an extent that I would just literally panic as if I was seeing, a huge tarantula. It was like the biggest fear. I didn't have a photo on any social media platform. It was always, I don't know, a flower, a shoe, whatever.
Wow.
Never mind, not even photos. And I mean, video was just out of the question. But the funny thing is that when I started a business online, I was actually transitioning my design business online, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do. So the first couple of years, I was basically just studying and trying to make sense of the online world and learning how to build websites and Instagram and market, all the things we have to do as business owners. And then it just evolved. I saw a gap in the market. So it all started because I was seeing people doing videos. They were live streaming. This was right at the beginning of live streaming. And they were, usually people who had a great message. I mean, their message was incredible, but they were not paying attention to all the visual communication, so their backdrops or whatever was behind them. And the thing is, you can have a neutral backdrop and that's fine. Your message is center point, it's focal. But the problem is when you're using the wrong backdrop, because it really goes against your message and it can create this miscommunication. And because I had studied communication and visual communication, and I was at the time designing events, shop window displays, and retail spaces, and the focus of that was to sell more. So depending on where you place things or what colors you use, everything, you sell more. So I knew I could apply that to videos, but I also knew that would last 2 or 3 years, because obviously there would be some software created where people could just pop a virtual background behind them and that's it. So I started with that, but it felt really awful because I was so terrified of video. So I felt like a fraud. I was helping people do videos. I couldn't build up the courage to do it. And it just felt so awful. I was creating little like cartoony type videos, but I was never on a video. I was still not using even photos on social media. Nobody knew who I was. I was hiding behind brand names. I wasn't even using my name. I mean, it was all
oh my goodness, and now look at you. Wow.
I know, but see, that's why I know I'm on a mission, because I decided that if I wanted to really help people, I needed to test my own system. I was telling people, oh, if you use the right backdrop and if you do this and that, you'll feel more confident. So I had to apply the system.
Right. Right.
Luckily it worked.
To be aligned, but true to yourself.
So I became my best testimonial. And then from there, it just evolved in a very natural way. So I was teaching my videos that sell system, and I wanted to create a real life scenario for my clients to continue doing videos. So they were able to do videos, they were selling on video, but I wanted them to have the power of positioning, authority, brand authority, and branding in general. And again, because of my background, I could do that. That's one of the things I used to do. So I created Expert Channel TV, and it started like a tiny social media channel where my clients could implement what they had learned on the course. It was basically that. And it just worked so well, because I had worked so hard on creating this solid brand that every time somebody said they'd been on Expert Channel TV, they were like, oh my goodness, really, you've made it. And we used to laugh because, oh my goodness, this is so tiny. They really knew.
Yeah, but it's all about the name, right? Well, you
that was
right into it.
Yeah, that was a good choice. The name and the branding, and everything.
For sure.
That was definitely. And we've grown, from there, trying to keep up to date, obviously learning everything we had to learn. But it's been a journey, and now I just love it, and I cannot imagine myself doing anything else. So my friends who've known me forever, they're like, are you sure that's you on the video?
I love
it's you on TV, because you used to just hide everywhere. And that's still me.
All the more reason. What a great story, right? It just fits right in, and that's a story of the true authentic mission, and being real and admitting your faults, and then coming out and saying, and I built a business on that, and I'm thriving because of it, because you can be honest about it. And especially in this, that topic is, people are so afraid, myself included. I don't like to put myself out there. I really don't, but it's a huge problem, and you're coming right out and you're saying you wouldn't even put your photo on social media. So that,
but you know what changed it for me? Because I think we sometimes tend to think that it's all about us. Oh, we're creating videos, it's all about us, and it's not. We are just
right.
Right.
No, absolutely. Yes. But you still, if you're self-conscious, you're like, oh no, like you said, you feel like, oh, they have so much to talk about. They're so interesting, right? What am I going to do? So can you give us some ideas for those who don't know, the topics that you cover, just a few, and then who's doing that? Is it people that, and then we want to get into your membership and that type of thing. So.
Right. So yes, you just said it. It is a membership. It is a membership. So we have an application process, just because we want to bring the best content from the best speakers and experts. So we keep it it's a small community. One, because I'm a huge introvert and I'm terribly shy. And so I like to be in I really love small communities, and the way we can really connect with each other and support each other. I think when you go into those huge groups, I tend to get very overwhelmed. I know it's me because of my personality, but so the groups I create, or the communities I create, are always very family-like and very supportive, and we're all about collaboration, and we become friends. We start off as clients and mentor, but in the end, it's such a beautiful relationship, and that to me is very, very important. So I always try to make sure that we're bringing in not just the right expert because of the incredible results they get and all their expertise, but also somebody who's going to get along with the rest. For me, that's very important. Someone that's going to be aligned. And we're all completely different, from different parts of the world, different backgrounds, but there is that thing that we all have in common, and it's we believe in, yes, in building a business, obviously, that's why we're doing what we're doing, but in changing or improving the world and the lives of people as we do. It's not just the business, it's also, I like to call them experts on a mission. So once they are accepted, if they are accepted, then they get all the trainings. There's a beautiful onboarding experience that we call the onboarding missions, and it's step-by-step missions that get them ready to do their first show, their first podcast, whatever it is. So not everybody is, camera phobic. Nobody's as bad as I used to be. I've never met anyone who was as bad as I used to be. Some people have fears. I think being visible, just showing up is really scary. Sure. And that doesn't never go away, but the thing is, you have tools, and you know how to deal with it, and you know how to work around those fears. But yeah, we help them find the right format depending on the personality, on the time they have available. Not everybody has time to be creating videos all day long. Most people don't. And even if you had the time, who would want to do that, honestly? Exactly. So we just create a strategy for them and find the right show, and then do all the branding and promoting, and just I try to make things very, very simple for people so that it becomes enjoyable, because when you're enjoying yourself, you're going to do it. You're going to make it into a sustainable thing. If it's, a pressure, if it takes forever, if it's a struggle, you're just not going to do it. So we've had members from the beginning. We started in 2019. And, they keep doing their videos. They sometimes take a break, and then we repurpose their old videos. But, it's just about bringing that incredible content and packaging it and, positioning it, and then, putting it out into the world. So I feel so honored that they trust me to do this. I love guiding people, but I like to also give them the tools so they can do it on their own whenever they feel they want to do it on their own. So it's just a fascinating journey. I think that the minute you decide to build a business, something starts within you, but then the whole thing of being on a mission and having to overcome your fears and all those things that we have to overcome when we start an online business, especially when we start doing videos, it's just such a journey, and it's so rewarding. At times you just think, oh my goodness, why did I do this? It just becomes so rewarding, because I know I'm a better person now than I was before, because of all the things I've been, through, and it's just fascinating.
Yeah, it's great. And again, your story is amazing, and just being able to have the platform that you have in that large audience to just let everybody know what it is like to step out of your comfort zone. And again, I haven't heard anybody, that shy either, as far as not even putting photo on. So this is an amazing. You go, girl. You come a long way. I'm
still very shy. I just know what to do when the camera is on. I know what to do, and it's still me. This is me. Yeah. This is me when I'm relaxed. This is me with friends and family. I'm not shy, but whenever I go into a big room, I'm like, oh my goodness, I stay in the corner. I still do that.
Yeah. No, yes, I think we're very similar. We can come on. I love meeting people and on a one-on-one basis, right? Even the recording drives me a little crazy sometimes, but yeah, no, as far as being with friends or people that are close to me, I'm an absolute nut. But then when I'm in a crowd, it's silence. Yeah. So I understand. Yeah. So is there anything else you'd like to discuss or let anybody know, or anything coming up or going on, or
Well, if you like, I would just like to encourage people watching this. I mean, don't think that I'm special because I have so many views.
You are special.
Anyone? No, we're all special.
Yes,
we're all special, and it's about finding that special gift that you can, really cultivate and nurture, so that you can, use it and use it to help others also. So, I mean, I just want to say, if I've been able to do this, anyone can. Honestly, you just need to find the right mentor, and that's why there's so many coaches out there. Find someone you resonate with, because if you're working with somebody you're not resonating with, you're not really going to be comfortable and open up enough to get results. Right. And then just be consistent. I think that's key. Like, don't give up, even when things at the beginning of a business, it's really hard. It's really hard because you're not seeing results, and yet you need to keep going, keep going. But just, I know it's a cliche, but just keep going. And in the meantime, always try to learn and grow and improve and be better. You know, we're not perfect. We don't want to be perfect. That's an illusion. But we can strive for excellence. And when we do that a little every day, in the end, we'll get there. So I really want people to take away that, because sometimes, especially today, you know, we've been through so much as, you know, the whole planet. And there's so much uncertainty. There's also so much worry, you know, and I cannot take that away. I wish I could. But we have the tools today to turn things around. You know, we can start a business. All you need is an internet connection. And I know that not everybody has an internet connection, but if you do, you can do things. Find help, join a community, join a platform that's going to help you. There are many ways of doing that.
Exactly. Thank you so much for that reminder too. It's just right. Everything is right here at our fingertips that we need for the most part, as far as, you know, communication or help or, you know, knowledge. I call myself a serial learner. That's the nice way of saying, like, okay, stop watching. But I just can't have silence as far as I want to be listening to a podcast or learning something, you know. I gave up TV.
But there's so much out there that we don't know.
I know.
It's like, I need to know this, I need to learn this. And it's just, I think that's a lovely way to go through life. I mean, I'm very similar. And there's not a day that goes by that I'm not curious about something new.
Yeah. Exactly. I'm like, I just need this. I know. And now I probably sound like I'm, oh, yes, you're just so knowledgeable. No, that's not what I'm saying, but I'm trying. And I really
we're curious.
I really enjoy listening. I look back on TV or just even the news on TV. Oh my goodness. How could I have just constantly listened to that? I would, you know, have it on in the background all the time. I wanted to know what was, you know, be in the know. Just anyway. So Melanie, thank you so much for being here. And I do have one last question. Always ask, is there a book that you would recommend for our listeners?
Yes. Absolutely. There is a book I recommend, and it's a book I actually often recommend, and it's called Invisible Women, and the author is Isabel Criado Perez. I know the name the name is in Spanish, but the book is in English. Okay. And it's about how AI, artificial intelligence, because it was initially created by men, it's allowing for a huge gender gap in artificial intelligence. So we know that we're evolving, and we now have these incredible tools to help us, or not. That's another conversation. But you know, there's actually a huge gender gap because of the way it was created. Now, yes, we have more female programmers, but it's still not enough. So it's just a very interesting read if you're into tech or into gender equality, or, you know, being the International Women's Month this month, I thought that was a good recommendation.
This is a wonderful one. Thank you. I'm absolutely that's another thing. I like to order a lot of books. I don't necessarily read them all, but I have a beautiful bookshelf. I will read this one.
The same.
Because, I mean, that's the hot topic, AI. So
yes,
I'd like to definitely dive into that. Well, thank you again so much. It was an absolute honor to have you here, and we look forward to watching your show.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. You're an incredible host. I've loved every minute. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. All right. We'll talk soon, Dr. Melanie.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to Authentic Experts with Kara James. Please leave your feedback and visit strategicadvisorboard.com to get the latest and greatest business advisement on the planet. Follow us on social media for updates, and we'll see you on the next episode.